Hey everyone, welcome back to my 9 hours, 9 persons, 9 doors voice acting Let's Play. Last time, a lot of crazy stuff happened. We found the 9 door, but it's not just the 9 door, there's 2 of them for some odd reason, so that's interesting. And so, who knows, maybe everyone could have made it if they did not die. Although, I don't know, like, it kind of hinted at, bad stuff, like people were, I don't know. It's interesting. So anyway, we left the room and then there was a knocking on a coffin, which was scary. Very much not, I don't know, whatever. It's crazy. So then we were reunited with Seven and Lotus, and Clover's missing. So now we are on the hunt for Clover. So here we go. We are off to see, so we split up to look for Clover. Here we go. Let's see what's going to happen. So Junpei and June were together, and then they decided to split up because they weren't getting anywhere. Okay. Junpei looked after her for a moment as she ran up the stairs, then turned around and took off for the hallway. What's he gonna find? Stairs. More stairs. Dun, dun, dun. Oh no. Oh God, what did he find? Tragedy always strikes when one least expects it. But to wait for a man to stand before striking him down seems almost crueler than dealing the fatal blow while he lies on the ground. Oh no. A light in a dark place, June's smile had given him hope, both for escape and possibly for something else. It was that hope that raised his spirits just enough that they might soon be fully dashed. Oh no, what did he find? What did he find? What did he find? He opened the elevator door, and there she was. A woman sat, slouched against the wall. Well, I hope it's not June, because he just split up from her, so it can't be her. Lotus! Oh my gosh, is she dead? Junpei felt his blood turn to ice. Her body was limp, her skin smooth and pale as always. Oh my gosh, she's dead. But I didn't really like her much anyway, so it's okay. Was covered in bright red blood. Junpei felt his chest constrict. He couldn't breathe, and his legs began to shake. A slow, cold drop of sweat trickled down his back. He felt his stomach somersault. Junpei's mind went blank, all his thoughts replaced with endless, hissing white. This almost kind of reminds me of Danganronpa, that I don't know, you just wander around and then you're finding bodies! Driven by little more than instinct, he began to walk toward Lotus slowly. Each slow movement of his stiff limbs brought him closer to her corpse. Finally, he stood next to her. Robotically, he bent down and put his hand against her neck. There was no pulse, no rise and fall of breathing. She was slightly warm. Something, somewhere in Junpei's shaken mind, told him that meant she had been killed recently. Yes, Junpei thought, his mind slowly returning, she had been killed. Someone had killed her. There was a deep cut on the left side of her chest. Blood still oozed from it, although clearly her heart had stopped beating some time ago. The weapon had been a knife, then? Perhaps she had been stabbed in the heart once. She would have died immediately. He took little comfort from knowing she must have suffered very little. Only then did Junpei notice. Lotus's bracelet was gone. Lastly, let us discuss how to remove the bracelets. If your heart stops beating, you can take it off. But I wonder if it still works. It implied that it didn't work anymore. There were only 2 ways to do so. 1, you escape from this ship. 2, your heart rate reaches 0. Interesting. In other words, once the bracelet is taken outside the confines of the ship or detects that its wearer's heartbeat has fallen to 0, it will shut down automatically. Was that why the killer had ended Lotus's life? So that they might have the number 8 bracelet? If that was true, then the killer was whoever wanted the number 8 bracelet. I mean, Oh no, am I gonna have to do math and figure out who would want number 8? Or perhaps more accurately, the person who would gain the most by obtaining bracelet number 8. Well, so 9 is powerful per se, because anybody else going with you is going to be like their digital route. So by that, it would be Ace, which is interesting. Who is that? Who would benefit the most from the number 8 bracelet? The thought had only just entered Junpei's mind when... He heard a noise. What did he hear? A sound like a sharp knife cutting through wet meat. It struck him as strange that the noise came from inside his own body. Oh no, is Junpei dead? A moment later, the pain hit him. It wasn't merely pain. There was heat. Extreme heat as well. He felt as though molten iron had been splashed across the side of his body. Finally, his brain made the connection. He had been stabbed. Who did it? Who did it? Oh my god. But where? His body was quickly going numb. He couldn't tell where the knife had met his flesh. Given the circumstances, however, he had most likely been stabbed in the back. But I thought he felt pain across his side. Whoever had killed Lotus had now done the same to Junpei as well. His voice was little more than a weak groan. With what little strength he had left, Junpei turned his body, trying to catch a glimpse of its attacker. But as he did, the knife dug itself deeper, twisting viciously. Oh god, Junpei. He collapsed to the floor, a puppet with the strings cut. His arms and legs lay where they fell, oddly twisted and awkwardly positioned. Junpei's body was entirely numb. He could feel the blood leaking out of him, but nothing would move. I'll move this. Okay, well, I guess we're locked in. Okay. Nothing save his eyes. As he lay on the floor, his life ebbing away. I'm thinking this is too loud for my microphone. As he lay on the floor, his life ebbing away, Junpei finally saw his attacker. 2 tiny images of the killer reflected in his eyes. With that recognition came nothing. He felt no emotions. Not anger, not sadness, not regret. The paralysis that had claimed his body had reached his mind. His killer glanced down at his body. Who is it? Who is it? He's just leaving. They're just leaving. Ah! Then, without a word, climbed into the elevator and was gone. Oh no! His eyesight began to fade. The world grew blurry and began to dissolve into an empty white fog. The fog crept into the edges of his mind and worked inexorably inward. Soon it swallowed up the last that remained of Junpei's mind, and his consciousness left him. There was nothing more. Into utter emptiness he fell. Into zero! What does that mean? What does that mean? Whatever Junpei had been was gone. Well... Bad end! Bad end! No! I mean, okay, so, well, I mean, obviously, like, I have to go through all this, like, possibilities to get a good end. But don't call it a bad end, just call it, like, ending Z. Well... Well, that shit certainly just, like, took a quick turn, like, well, like, okay, well, shit, like, everyone's just dead all of a sudden. Okay, well, I've reached one end. This game has multiple endings. In order to experience all the endings, you need to save now. Once you've saved, you can restart the game with information you've acquired in this playthrough saved. Once you begin the game again, you can skip through text you've already seen. Simply press right on the control pad to fast forward through lines you've already read. Once you reach lines you haven't seen or new choices, it will automatically stop. Well, that's nice, so then I won't be having to, like, voice act everything again. Memory of Escape has been added to the title screen. Memory of Escape enables you to play the stages you have completed. It is recommended to save after this in order to unlock Memory of Escape. I guess. Flavor left. Oh, well, that was probably important stuff I didn't read. Oh no, what is all this now? Begin with memories, memories of the escape. I'm scared to click. I don't want to erase anything. Memories of the escape. They were saying that's... Oh, okay. Alright, so these just must be different puzzles that I did? Oh, okay, so these are all different puzzles. So, 1, 2, 3, 6... Well, I have a lot of puzzles left. Okay, so begin with memories must just be continuing. Okay. Alright, I'm taking a time out because I'm in a new location physically, and I think I need to rearrange some things. So I will continue on this episode, but time out. Hey everybody, welcome back. Okay, so I got myself situated. I removed my mic and other setup things, so it should be good to go. Okay, so continuing on. I guess begin with memories. It will start from the beginning of the game with information from previous playthroughs. I'm scared to overwrite. Ooh, there's a knife. Oh, there's a knife up there. I wonder if that's like how I die. Maybe there's six endings. So I got ending E. I'll pretend. So I hope I don't have to go through the puzzles again. I mean, not that it's like horrible, but that would take a while. Okay, here we go. Okay, so now I'm holding the right button. So now we can just skip through everything. I'm wondering... I guess to save you guys, I'll just skip through the puzzles I've done so you don't have to watch it again, because if you're really so inclined, you can just go back to that episode. And, okay. Yeah, because watching me go through things a second time is probably not that exciting. Okay, so, time out, puzzle time. Alright, look at that, I'm back, I found it, and thankfully I remembered that the code numbers, or the numbers, the solutions to everything are all going to be the same. So, thankfully, I taped it all for YouTube. So I just pulled up my video and looked at the answer, and that went a lot quicker than trying to do the whole thing again. So, yay for me for remembering. So, yay, that went quicker. And now we're just fast forwarding through the story. Although it'd be interesting, because, and I guess I don't know anything, because I was going to say it'd be interesting to go through again and like look at things that were suspicious, but it's actually been a while since I recorded. So like it's probably been about 2 years since I recorded, honestly. So you're probably confused because I've posted things, but that's because I had videos in the backlog. So my actual recording has not been recent. But so to remember what's going on, I watched all my videos again. But I didn't really notice anything noteworthy. I wasn't like, oh my god, that makes sense now. So, as such, I don't think anything is really missing yet that I would benefit from paying attention. So, yeah, we're just gonna breeze on through until we find somewhere that is new. Yay. Oh, just seeing everybody again, back when we were friends and not killing each other, which is interesting too. So someone is killing. Well, so that's, yes, we can mold this over. So someone's killing to get the bracelets, but who? Because the people with me knew that there were 2 doors. So not likely a reason to kill people. I mean, if anything, you could kill the people that didn't add up to 9, which I guess would have been June. But then I guess they wouldn't, I doubt they would have made it without Junpei, so. So Junpei and Lotus, so that's 5 and 8 is 13. To get to 9, you would need 5. Well, so that's Junpei. Although, yeah, so that wouldn't make sense. So it would have to be 2 people in cahoots, because you can't... Okay, we made it. We made it to a spot. Okay, well, so this isn't really going to matter, because this is just testing the door. I'll just go with Snake and 7. Snake 7, you think you could give me a hand here? The pun was a little too on the nose, but the mood was still grim. Both Snake and 7 lifted their hands silently. Ba-doop, ba-doop. Slowly, each of them placed their hands on the scanner panel. I feel like I haven't read in forever, so I'm just stumbling all over. 5 plus 2 plus 7 is 14. 1 plus 4 is 5. Oh. They'd fulfilled the conditions. If they were to pull the lever on the side... Are you guys ready? I'm gonna open it. Junpei grabbed the lever and looked back over his shoulder. They stiffened and nodded. Junpei nodded back and set his mouth in a grim line. Then he slowly lowered the lever. I wonder if I can fast forward through this, if this is considered... Okay, so yeah, so this is all the same. Oh my god, the 9th man exploded. June's passing out. Oh my god, he's dead. It's 10 o'clock, time's running out. Good going, guys. So next, my next choice is gonna be who to take through and which door. Also, so obviously that's the right answer, but I'm wondering if I should just answer wrong to like get everything. Yeah, I'm just gonna be wrong. 0 said that only 2 people could go through, or something like that. No. Wait, that was wrong. If that was it was on the tip of Junpei's tongue when Lotus beat him to the punch. All those who enter must leave, and all who enter must contribute. That's what the letter said. In other words, no less than 3, and no more than 5. What was Snake's voice? Exactly. Snake inclined his head toward Lotus. The 9th man, however, broke that rule. He tried to pass through a numbered door by himself. That was why he was executed. Then 0's watching us from somewhere. This sounds familiar, so I'm just gonna fast forward. And now Snake reveals that he has a letter. And it's interesting too, because by now this probably would have been like episode 6, and here I am on the single episode just to start the thing. Ha. Okay, so man, there's so many branches of options. What am I gonna do? Because the first one was to, it stopped me, I think. Like, it was staged, they both tilted their neck at the same time. Oh, never mind. I must have just let go. Okay, so yeah, so there's just so many branches, because then it was like this path and the next path. So, I guess, because I wanted to explore the body, but they didn't let me. They're just like, oh, well, there he is. It's like, well, no, I actually wanted to, like, investigate, so much for that. So, oh no. Oh, math. Okay, so that's 8, 9, 10. So 8, 9, 10, 11, that's 22, 4. Oh, well, I was smart the first time. I guess I'll be stupid. 3. It would be 3. That meant there was no way they could pass through door 4. Wait a minute, I can't do math. That wasn't right. No, something didn't seem right. Junpei ran the numbers again. 8 plus 6, blah blah, equals 4. He'd repeated what he determined. Etc. Alright, so I think it was just 2 options. So I could have sworn it originally gave me an option to go through door 3. Although that might be the next one. Sure. Door 4 is fine. Decided that door 4 would be fine. He would go through door 4 with Lotus, Santa, and June. Why had Junpei even considered doing otherwise? 'Cause he's done it before! He would be there for June, for Akane Kurashiki. That seemed good. He felt it was the right choice to make. He made no shows of affection, but Junpei saw her as something more than just a friend from his childhood. Aww. He watched the other four walk toward their door. Ace, Snake, Clover, and Seven. Junpei said nothing as they left. Yeah, I could have sworn originally it was saying, like, hey, because it gave me a choice, 3, 4, or 5. So maybe I chose 5 and then it would have opted 3. I don't know. That's interesting because I felt like there was another option there. Before long, they had reached door 5. They talked to one another for a few seconds, saying things Junpei couldn't hear, and then laid their hands one by one on the scanner panel of the red. Well, so it's interesting, too. So it's like if I had followed this story the first time, like I wonder if something had changed since it's like my second playthrough. Ace grabbed the lever. His face tight with determination, he turned over his shoulder to look at Junpei and his companions. Goodbye. Be careful. Peace out, bitches. And there they go to see the body. As Ace pulled the lever, the door swung open, the mouth of a great hungry beast. Beyond the door, Junpei knew, lay the sad remains of the 9th man. It did not surprise him that Ace, Clover, and 7 hesitated. The body was not a pleasant thing. Snake had no problems, as his blindness made him immune to the horror. He stepped through the door, his feet making a wet splash in the pool of blood. Do you intend to kill me? I assume you haven't forgotten the door only remains open for 9 seconds, have you? He said the same thing before. Snake had not bothered to turn around, but the other 3 steeled themselves and stepped through the door. Bye! The door 5 swung shut, closing with the heavy finality of metal upon metal. Junpei and his companion scrambled to the door. They pressed their ears to it in an attempt to hear what might be taking place on the other side. It's beeping. It's just like before. It's probably the sound of the detonator on the bracelet. Do you think they're okay? June's face showed her concern more plainly than her words ever could. Almost as though in response to her question, a voice rang out from the other side of the door. It was 7. Hey, there it is! That's gotta be the dead thing! Come on, get over here, we gotta authenticate, I can't read. And they explode, and that's the end of that path. The beeping stopped. The sighs of relief were audible even through the heavy door. Phew, looks like it stopped. Junpei and his companions leaned away from the door and breathed a collective sigh of relief from their own. Hey guys, are you doing alright over there? They'd heard Seven's voice, but it wouldn't hurt to be sure. Yep, we're fine! Despite the recent danger, Clover's voice was as bubbly as ever. It won't be for long. Oh hey, I'm gonna tell you about this whole dead thing, okay? The dead is just like the red, but the color's different. You know how the red was red? Well, the dead is blue. Interesting, I did not think that was true the first time. Other than that, it's just like the red. Authenticating is the same too. Awesome, thanks, that helps a lot. Well, we should probably move on now. You be careful out there. Roger that. Junpei and the others left door 5 and headed towards door 4. They stopped in front of the red and placed each of their hands upon it. Oh, the renewed fear of not knowing what's going on. 4 asterisks appeared on the screen. Junpei grabbed the lever and turned around. You guys ready? Yeah, sure. Let's go. None of them looked particularly optimistic, but their faces were set. Junpei nodded to them and turned back toward the red. All right, let's go. Strength and determination, he pulled the lever. What's behind door 4 now? Run! The 4 of them leapt through the door together. The moment they had passed through it, each heard a cold electronic sound coming from their left wrist. In the center of each bracelet, a red skull appeared, began to flash. The detonator's countdown had begun! And the long moment that each of them spent staring at their wrist. 9 seconds, in fact. The number door behind them closed, with the sound of metal on metal reverberating down the hallway. There was no way back now. They were committed. They could not find the device to deactivate their detonators. Hey, where the hell's the dead? How would I know? Don't give me that crap. Start looking. I already am. They began to run, eyes looking frantically for the device that was the key to their salvation. The hallway they found themselves running down was a long one, easily 300 feet in length. On the right side of it stood a series of wooden doors, all nearly identical. If they had taken time to think, they would have likely discerned that the doors lead to two cabins. Would they have really figured that out? Don't tell me the dead is in one of those rooms. Oh no! How many rooms do you think there are? Junpei was too frightened to count properly, but at his best guess, there were 7 or 8 of them. That would suck if that was true. Ah, fuck! There wasn't enough time to count them, to be sure. Junpei ran to the nearest door. Well, I would assume at the edge of the hallway would be the first place to look. He grabbed the knob and shook it hard. It wouldn't open. It didn't feel locked, more like someone had hammered an iron plate over the other side of the door. Junpei turned around to find another door, and saw that his companions had already run to doors of their own. They did not seem to be having any more success than he had. Their own words confirmed his fears. Shit, this one's no good! Same here. It's not moving! Well, this is certainly a lot more dramatic than my first go-through, where it's just like, oh, there it is. June was the last to speak up. As Junpei looked in her direction, his eye caught something he hadn't noticed before. A small red light. It flashed at him dimly from the end of the hallway. That's it! Over there! Even as he yelled, he ran. He grabbed Santa, Lotus, and June and pulled them toward the light. Go towards the light! Santa called out to them as he ran. Hey, how many more seconds do we have? How would I know? Our time limit is 81 seconds. I know that, goddammit. I'm asking you how many seconds we have left. In all likelihood, Junpei figured nearly a minute had already passed since the door had closed behind them. Whatever. If that was true, they had 30 seconds left. 20 seconds, actually. Urgency foremost in all of their minds, they arrived at the end of the hallway. The dead sat on the left wall, blinking almost hauntingly at them. Hurry! My voice cracked. That was weird. Okay. Junpei grabbed hold of the machine. His hands slick with sweat and shaking. I cannot read. I'm sorry. He slammed his hand against the scanner panel. So it is blue. I guess I didn't notice that the first time. The other 3 quickly followed suit. That was quick. With a grunt, Santa yanked the lever downward. Beep. Thank God they made it. Phew, looks like it stopped. His hands beginning to steady, Junpei wiped away some of the sweat had beaded on his forehead. As they caught their breaths, the 4 companions began to look around. At the end of the hallway lay a heavy-looking set of double doors. Set into the walls of the hallway on either side of the larger doors were 2 smaller doors. They all needed inspecting, but Junpei began with the largest of the 3, the double doors. How many times had he come across similar doors with similar results, he wondered. Is he aware? Okay, so just some of the things that, the previous playthrough mentioned, it implies time travel, I think. Because, he was he looked back and he doesn't know, and he didn't know why. I don't know, so I'm thinking it's some sort of, time skip thing. So I'm wondering if this sentence is a reference to that. If it's a subconscious, how many times have I opened this door? Or if it was just because I don't know. Well, I guess I skipped through it, but I think they were doing investigations. Is that what he means? I don't know. Or perhaps he corrected himself. More a lack of results. Whatever the reason, the door remained firm and unyielding and refused to allow Junpei or anyone else passage. Near the handle was a small keyhole. Mars! Above the keyhole was a small symbol engraved in the brass. Mail? He wasn't quite sure what to make of it. He stared at it for a moment in confusion. It was June that corrected him. No, that's not the symbol for mail. That's probably the symbol of Mars. Well, technically they're the same symbol, but I saw a number of similar symbols near the main stairway. The symbols of the solar system. Sun. Saturn. Earth. With our powers combined. At least that's what I'm assuming. So this isn't the man symbol, it's a symbol for Mars? I think so, yes. While Junpei and June talked, Santa had disappeared. Well, there he goes. They turned to find him some distance down the hallway. He had gone to check the other doors. Eventually, he reached the last of them and jogged back. It took him only a moment to catch his breath again. Here's the deal. none of the other doors open. Then that must mean we only have 2 more doors. Lotus examined the doors on either side of the larger double door. Each one had a metal plate attached to it. Junpei figured they were probably room numbers. The door on the left read B92. The door on the right proclaimed that it led to B93. Bingo! Alright, let's open them. Yeah. Junpei put his hand on the doorknob for the door that said Room 92. Santa moved to the door that blah 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 93. They made it through the numbered door alive. Dun 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 for now. There is nothing more to be afraid of. Junpei and Santa looked at each other and nodded. 1, 2, 3! In unison they pushed against their respective doors. And promptly found themselves in a new room. June followed Junpei as he threw open the door. They turned around and saw that the door on the other side was open as well. Dun dun dun! Through the door was another person, his mouth agape. It was Santa. Hey, it opened. Yeah, it did. Junpei and Santa looked at each other. They had not expected the doors to yield so easily. Lotus's calm voice broke into their thoughts. Maybe this is all part of Zero's plan. I can't say I enjoy being treated like someone's puppet. As she headed for room 93, Lotus continued. Well, now that we have these 2 rooms, I'm sure there's something in here that will help us get out of here. Let's find it. Santa and I will search this room. Junpei and June, search the other one. All right. Okay! Yay, new puzzles! Ah! Okay, well... Oh, yeah, it's still going. Okay, well... Oh, so much has happened. Wow, guys, so I reached a bad ending super quick. So whatever, that'll be interesting. So it's interesting to see what's going to happen. I kind of felt like that actually wasn't that long of a playthrough. Like, the fact that I'm doing voices makes it a little longer, but if you actually think about how long it took, if I was just a fast reader, it probably wouldn't have lasted as long. So yeah, now we're gonna go through all the other stories. I wonder if there's a map of the branches, the story branches, because that would be good to look at so I know where to go, because also I wonder if I can if the stories back converge, or if it's because I took this, I'm on a completely different path than the 4-door, that I'll need to play that one a lot to get back to where I was. I don't know. This is just, oh gosh, yeah, there's gotta be a story branch diagram, because that's gonna be way too hard to remember. So that'll be interesting. Anyway, thanks for watching, and thanks for sticking with me during my hiatus. It's been a while, things have happened, and I'm gonna get back into it because this is fun. I enjoy it. People are still subscribing to me even though I'm not doing anything. So this is for you guys. So thanks for sticking with me, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!